Welcome to your in-depth horoscope forecast for week commencing the 9th of December for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you've yet to subscribe to this channel, I'd be honoured if you did so now. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol on the desktop version of YouTube. This week begins with Mercury, the planet of thinking and expression, moving into the sign of Sagittarius. It arrives here after a very long journey through the sign of Scorpio, one which began on the 3rd of October. This has been a time of deeper intensity around the way we connect with others, particularly when the retrograde was in motion. And of course, it only came out of shadow on the 7th, late last week. So there may be something that's finally unravelled to our satisfaction, particularly around an agreement or something that's being discussed very carefully. And of course, we have the Sun in the sign of Sagittarius too. So this brings a freer, lighter vibe to bear, perfect for the seasonal festivities which are now beginning to heat up. The Sun's also forging all through this week a terrific semi-sextile with Pluto. So we have the opportunity to be more adventurous, more outgoing, and perhaps more independent-minded, but also can see how our actions, by being more free-spirited, can actually work out in a more tangible way with Pluto's help. Now, at the very start of this week, on Monday and Tuesday, Venus is forging a beautiful link with Mars, one which is very much to do with attraction. But for the core of this week, Venus is combining in a conjunction with Saturn, and these two is not a lightweight combination. In fact, it could be a bit of a touch and go moment for certain involvements. If a relationship has been bumping along the bottom, whether it's a business tie, a friendship, maybe there have been strains within the family, or it is more in a personal involvement, I think this can be a time to think very carefully about the arrangement. Ironically, there is a tremendous link this week between Jupiter and Uranus still, and that's very spontaneous and can be very positive for marshalling our resources in a more inventive but also progressive way. It doesn't mean to say that we should be ultra risk-taking, but at the same time it does suggest we should be open-minded, but particularly where we can see some tangible benefits accruing. Now, Thursday sees a full moon in the sign of Gemini, one which is forging a quincunx with both Saturn and Venus. I think basically this is just saying to us that when we're talking things through, particularly around a relationship issue, it is going to be important to stay both in touch with the more sensitive side of things, but also the more practical side of things. Also, Mars all through this week is forging a gorgeous angle to Neptune. And if ever there was a time to try to enter into the Christmas spirit, especially in terms of forgiveness or compassion, then this aspect will certainly be an asset. But as the week draws to a close, there is on Friday through to Sunday a fantastic link between Saturn and Mars. If we think about Saturn being about structure and Mars being about moving forwards, we could move forwards in a way which can really be quite tangible, and that can be a very satisfying end to this week. Your specific forecast, Sagittarius, shows a really important event on the first day of this week as Mercury joins your sign. Now, since the 3rd of October, Mercury has been making its way through a very subterranean part of your situation. This may have made you rather anxious, perhaps even a little bit stressed at times. The more unspoken part of your situation may have actually had more of a grip, so the more subconscious part of your being has perhaps been very much more to the fore. Now, you still have Mars in the sign of Scorpio, but I think Mercury emerging into your sign is going to help you to move into the present a lot more. It joins with the Sun in your sign, and I think that's going to give you much more joie de vivre. You're going to feel much more on form as this week kicks off. It is true, as I said, that Mars remains in your 12th solar house, and that can therefore through till the 2nd of January next year still see your mood a little bit up and down, but it does forge a gorgeous link with Neptune this week, does Mars. So it's possible that you could reach into your past in terms of your memories or experiences, and there could be some kind of connection with someone. Perhaps it's going to be within your family or a memory, but this can actually be richly rewarding. Now, of course, Uranus, the planet of surprises, is now in your sector of work and duty, and that's giving you an option to change things up, particularly this week as it links brilliantly with Jupiter, the planet of growth, and of course your ruling planet, which has now moved into your sector of everyday resources. If you have been finding it a little bit difficult financially over the last couple of years, it wouldn't really be a surprise. But this combination can see you really turned up to max in terms of your thinking, your imagination, and your resourcefulness in terms of improving your lot. What just goes against this a little bit is that Venus, the planet of love, but also of loot, is challenged by Saturn this week. So it's just saying to you that when it comes to your Christmas budget, probably still best to be a little more conservative. But if you do meet someone for the first time, I think what this influence is saying is don't be guided by how well off they are, but do be guided by their values. If their values and your values mesh together well, there's a good chance that this relationship could go on for some time. However, in an existing relationship, if you and yours tend to have a different approach to the expenditure around Christmas, it could cause some tensions this week. However, the Sun in your sign is forging a very enterprising link with Pluto in your second solar house. So it's not too late in the year for you to still be working very hard to improve the inflow of money coming into your situation. It's been a real pleasure being with you. If you'd like to go beyond your zodiac sign and discover what 2020 will hold for you based on your personal birth data of time, date and place of birth, please see the link beneath this video. You can get the rest of this year free and 30% off. But for now, good luck and goodbye.